Colorado Rockies this spring training, and it's another gorgeous night for another game in Surprise, Arizona, as the Rockies are on the road to face the Texas Rangers. Happy to be with you here on Root Sports tonight. Hello, everyone. Jenny Kavnar down on the field with you. We'll be joining our play-by-play team of Drew Goodman and Jeff Houston in just a bit. Well, with those 9 days remaining, the Rockies have a lot of roster decisions to make. That includes who will be on their bench. Walt Weiss saying today it'll have to be some versatile players. That sure seems to give Wilin Rosario an edge, as he's added first base to his defensive repertoire this spring. He'll be starting at first base again tonight for his 5th start of spring training. His offense, though, it hasn't disappointed, hitting .342 so far here in Cactus League play. And Walt Weiss feels that not having to worry about the responsibility of catcher all the time could actually free him up even more offensively.
We all know it's a dangerous bat, and you know, William had a tough year last year, even on the offensive side with some of the injuries and things. It was a tough year for him, but this is a great kid and a great work ethic, positive energy every day he shows up. He's handled this extremely well.
While Wilin Rosario's offense has been a bright spot of his young career, but last year he said his offense even disappointed him a little bit. It was down a bit from his 2013 season. However, he did reach a big milestone with those 13 home runs. He became the fastest catcher in franchise history to get to 50 home runs. And in fact, coming into the 2015 season, he has 65 total home runs. We will be back from Surprise, Arizona, as we get set for first pitch between the Rockies and the Rangers.
Desert is starting to heat up. It's been known to do that in the latter part of March. Temperature today broke 90 degrees. Rockies up in Surprise at Billy Parker Field in Surprise, Arizona, getting ready to take on the Texas Rangers, who they will see again during the regular season at Coors Field. We welcome you upstairs, everybody, with my partner, Jeff Houston. I'm Drew Goodman. You got a nice tan.
You know what? It's great to be back.
It is great to be
nice.
back. It's been a really good spring for the Rockies, and we'll tell you some of the tidbits about their spring when we watch this game unfold. But first, I want to talk about some of the guys that are battling for those extra spots. And is it going to be 4 extras or 5 extras for Walt Weiss?
Well, and that all depends on how many starting pitchers they're going to carry to start the season, how many bullpen guys they're going to have. And so if you're looking at some of these guys, you say, well, how do we formulate our roster? And of course, Descalso is going to be on there. A guy like Drew Stubbs. We heard Jenny talk about Wilin Rosario and part of his conversion over to first base. You got McHenry backing up. Matt McBride's kind of a wild card in all this, and Noah probably will start the year in AAA. But Brandon Barnes, it goes back to him thinking, is there going to be enough room for 5 bench guys, and will he be the 5th outfielder? It's always a tough decision this time of year, because I guarantee it, these guys that are on this list, especially at Barnesy, some of those, they go home at night and do the same thing that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to. They know their situation. And Brandon Barnes, you know the energy he brings. He's a terrific defensive player. He has the ability to hit the ball over the wall. He could possibly get caught up in a numbers game. Walt Weiss loves him. Another name on that list who's had a very impressive March. Speaking of versatility, when we talk about versatility, it's usually, a guy who can play up the middle. This guy has edge versatility, corner abilities, and we're talking about Matt McBride, who has had a good spring.
Yes, because he can fill in at first base, too, and can be that right-handed bat. He can be that third catcher. He can play the corner outfields. And so for Matt, he's done everything that you would hope a guy would when he comes to spring training, and that's say, hey, I'm here again because I missed part of the year last year with the bad foot. Yeah,
you want to be on the club from Jump Street, but you also realize, Jeff, you've been in that position, that to get where you want to go, it's going to take 35, 40-plus players as the season unfolds. Exactly. And when you're going, well, I'm not on that 25-man roster come April 6th, opening day, don't worry about that. If they need you, you have to be ready. Yeah, nobody just plays with 25 guys for 6 months. Doesn't work that way. Let's take a look at the Rockies lineup on the road tonight. Brandon Barnes will lead things off. He'll be in right field. Corey Dickerson's on this trip. Nolan Arenado's had a gorgeous spring. You heard Jenny talking about Willeen Rosario. He's had a great spring, couple long balls. Drew Stubbs battling a little bit with the bat right now. We'll talk more about that as the evening unfolds. Michael McHenry's behind the plate. Rafael Inoa, Christian Adames, and Chad Bettis. Chad getting the start tonight after being sent to minor league camp earlier in the week, but he potentially is in the mix for the rotation. That's Nick Martinez. Martinez more of a long haul guy, at least the thought coming in, but with the Tommy John surgery with Yu Darvish, Martinez may very well find himself among the 5 starting pitchers for Texas. First pitch of the ball game's on the outside corner for a strike to Brandon Barnes. For Martinez, the same thing happened to him last year. He didn't even come to big league camp. And then he ends up making 24 starts, second most by a Texas rookie in the last 9 seasons. Barnes drives this ball pretty well to right field. Going back is Peguera, and he makes the catch. A little bit more on what Nick Martinez has done this spring. 1-0 with the 1.93 ERA. But had to go down to the minor league camp to make a start because, believe it or not, he was rained out here in his last official outing. Yeah, it doesn't happen. No, I know it snowed back in Denver yesterday, but no, rain. But how about this for Martinez? Here was a guy that played second base at Fordham, and then he becomes an 18th round draft pick, and now he's a pitcher. You got to love it. Fordham in the Bronx. Your neck of the woods. I mean, back in the. My father went to law school at Fordham. I don't know how many big leaguers are coming out, rolling out of Fordham, but here's one, and Nick Martinez. A strike on Corey Dickerson. We had fun earlier talking to our colleagues on the Texas side tonight, Dave Raymond and guy you played against, Mark McElmore. We were talking about Dickerson. He said, hey, this is something you got to work into the broadcast. Twice in the last 2 years, he has doubled on balls that bounced. And what did they say? Oh, Vlad Guerrero? Right. A Texas legend. Right. They remember Guerrero, same thing. I mean, it's on with Guerrero's. If you threw the rosin bag up there, he's going to hit it. He came up with him in Montreal. Little chin music, 1 and 2. Doesn't bother Corey. No. Corey still makes his off-season home in his native state of Mississippi. One out, just underway, an evening affair. Rockies will play tomorrow night as well en route. That's inside against the Padres. Jeff, was this important to you as a player to get a couple of night games in prior to the start of the season? Because most of the games are at night. Yeah, well, and later on in spring training. I didn't like the night games early in spring training. The last week to 10 days, sure, because that gets you into that routine of a regular season where you might have a day game, then a night game, and another day game.
And you didn't want it to be where, oh, I don't know what that's like, because early in spring training, your schedule is set up so you're used to getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I know that sounds weird for people that have the regular jobs, but for a ball player, I thought there was only one 6:30 or 7, and that was at night.
That was at night. Dickerson lines it with authority to left. A base hit for Corey. Ryan Rua returns it to the infield. So with one out, Dickerson at first. That'll bring up Nolan Arenado. Take a look at the Texas Rangers defensively. They're playing pretty much what will be their opening day lineup, with maybe a couple of exceptions. Ryan Rua in left. Leonis Martin can fly in center. Carlos Peguero is in right. Fielder back healthy. Adrian Beltre, in my mind, a future Hall of Famer. He's at third. Elvis Andrus. Roughneck Odor is at second. And the starting catcher is Robinson Chirinos. So Dickerson at first. There's Beltre. What a gorgeous career he has had.
When you look at his numbers and where he's been and where he stands on some of those lists, it is remarkable. A guy that's hit over 100 home runs in his career with 3 different ball clubs.
And Jeff, as you know, because you were a heck of a defensive player, this guy, maybe the guy at the plate, other than that, he doesn't have too many peers defensively.
Not at all.
And that is sharply hit through the left side. Another knock for Arenado.
Well, Nolan was 2 for 3 with a double that he hit into the right center field gap yesterday. 4 home runs on the spring. Very simple approach. The balance with which he makes that swing just dictates everything.
Yeah, he is able, Huey, to repeat his swing. We always talk about pitchers repeating their delivery. It's so important for a hitter to repeat their swing.
If you don't, you're not going to be successful. Plain and simple. You have to be able to say, this is my swing and this is how I make the path to the ball every time. And then how do I do it again and again and again?
So the baby bull is up there. Walt Weiss genuinely really likes Willeen, and I thought his comment to Jenny was right on the money. He has handled this change of position really well. He's got a lot of pride, and he's been a catcher his whole life. Not easy for him to be told, listen, we just don't think going forward that for us, that's where we want you to play consistently.
Well, I think they handled it the right way, too, by telling him before he came to spring training.
Sure.
Had those conversations before you get here, and you're expecting one thing, and they drop something else on you.
He's a kid that daily has a big smile on his face. He loves to play. Door over at the bag, diving back in Dickerson.
Kind of laughing because these are the type of plays that you'll work on tirelessly during spring training, the pickoff plays and the wheel plays, and then you get into the regular season, you don't see it a whole lot.
It's really interesting. I mean, the door is literally at the bag. You almost think of a little league type of deal. That ball to short comes up a little bit on Andrus, and that will keep the inning alive for the Rockies. That should have been a double play. Elvis Andrus bobbled it, so he gets just one. It'll be first and third for Drew Stubbs.
Well, this should have been an easy play for Andrus. It was hit hard, but a two-hopper, and it comes up and nails him on the thumb. Gets his hand not in the right position. Had it too much inside of his glove instead of more over on top.
So Drew Stubbs, who's been battling a contact issue, and I don't mean with the eyes, it's a situation where Drew has punched out quite a bit in spring training. He says his timing's a little bit off. He's battled that throughout his career. He's going to strike out. He's also going to hit some home runs.
but better for that timing issue to happen with 10 days left in spring training, and then start instead of fighting it 2 or 3 days before.
Ball and a strike on the native of Atlanta, Texas, Drew Stubbs.
The majority of the time with your timing, it's because you're too late getting ready. There's an axiom saying that it's better to be early than late, because if you're late, it causes the bat to drag, your body gets out of position.
Ball and 2 strikes on Stubbs. When you went into a funk a little bit and had some punch outs, did you consciously say, you know what, I don't want to work deep in a count right now?
Yeah. So then you would go, I'm going to swing at the first pitch, and then it would be a bad pitch. So the next time you say, I'm going to take one, and it'd be right down the middle.
And then you're all, then you're all a mess mind-wise, right?
Yes. Your mind's playing tricks with your body.
It's all part of the, so many of those hitting axioms. How do you hit a curveball? Hit the fastball.
Hit the fastball.
2-2. And Martinez strikes out Stubbs to end the inning. Rockies had a couple of singles. They'll lead 2 on at the top of the first. No score from Surprise, Arizona. Rockies taking on the Texas Rangers.
Oh,
Pretty night in Surprise, Arizona. Northwest part of the Phoenix area. This is the longest drive the Rockies have from their home in Scottsdale. It's a good 45 minutes, depending on traffic, close to an hour. Leonis Martin, 237 average. He'll be the leadoff hitter for the Rangers when they get going in the regular season. Elvis Andrus will follow him. Shin-Soo Choo had so many good years with Cleveland, Cincinnati. He'll DH tonight. He's battling a tricep injury that's preventing him from throwing. Adrian Beltre, Prince Fielder in the middle, Ryan Rua, Carlos Peguero, Robinson Chironis, and Rougned Odor. Chad Bettis, who threw the ball very well in his last outing, is on the hill tonight. And the Rockies have a shift on against Martin. The Rockies, that's something you're going to notice. They will shift more than they did last year. It was all the rage a year ago in baseball, and the Rockies were one of the teams that shifted by comparison very little. But we've seen it a few times in spring training, and you don't often see it with a leadoff hitter.
Well, no, but this is also a club that you're going to face later on this season. So see how it works to your advantage, or see if he tries to do something to hit it the other way, so then you know when you go into the regular season, is this how we want to play it?
You know, I'm waiting to see, Huey, the manager that walks out on opening day and looks for a folding chair outside the dugout. Say, wait a second, I've been sitting this way for 6 weeks. That's where I watch the game.
Where did that all start, though, for a manager to be outside the dugout in spring training?
And they all do it. I've never seen a spring training game now where you don't see the entire crew. sitting in folding chairs outside the dugout. Got to really, you know, you're always into the game, but you really got to stay sharp there in case you get a foul ball coming your direction. Jeff Bannister, the new manager of the Texas Rangers. This ball's hit to deep left. Dickerson got a good jump.
Good jump.
He saw that also,
yes.
Huh? He read it well. So a long out. And with one out, Elvis Andrus will come up. Chad Bettis now has to be looked upon as somewhat in the mix. I know he was sent down, but De La Rosa clearly is not going to be ready for his first start at home on April the 10th. And obviously Chacin was let go earlier in the week, so there's some spots available in that rotation.
Well, and that's why even though Chad was sent down, he's been brought back up to make this start. We saw the numbers for him just a moment ago. If you remember last year, he made the opening day roster as a reliever. 2 years ago, he was a starter, so he kind of bounced back. I think this is his home. This is where he feels comfortable back in the rotation, and you just see the demeanor on the mound. He's got that confidence again that at times last year was lacking.
Steve Foster, the new pitching coach. I agree with you that this suits him better, being a starting pitcher. Did he paint it?
He thought he did.
1 ball, 2 strikes. We were talking to a scout, actually for the Texas Rangers tonight, who makes his home in Lubbock, and he watched Chad pitch at Texas Tech, and obviously was very impressed with him at that point in time.
Well, you have a power arm, a guy that will throw in the mid-90s. That's easy to be impressed with, but you know, the changeup that he has.
And he referred to his fastball as a bowling ball type fastball, which the baseball vernacular says he gets a lot of ground balls. Hard to lift his fastball. Usually it's indicative of a good sinker.
And then as a hitter, when you hit that, it feels like you just hit a wall. And that's what you'll hit the ball and the bat almost stops.
Slowly hit to Arenado. That was off the end of the bat. 2 outs. Shin-Soo Choo will be next. Here's the Rockies defensively. Arenado, Christian Adames, Rafael Inoa, and Rosario in the infield. It's an outfield of Dickerson, Stubbs, and Barnes, with Michael McHenry doing the catching. Looking more and more, Huey, like the Rockies will keep 3 catchers.
Well, and that's what we talked about in our open as far, if you keep 3 catchers, what happens to the rest of your bench? Because you know you have to have an extra utility guy. That's Descalso. You look at the outfield and Drew Stubbs. But then is it going to be 8 relievers, 7 relievers? Great first inning.
Playable for Arenado in foul ground. Outstanding first inning. Deep line drive by Martin and a mishit ground ball and a foul pop-up. No score. We'll go to the second. Cactus League Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Sierra Trading Post, your favorite adventure brands. Up to 70% off stores in Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, and Nevada. And by Taco Bell. If the Rockies score 7 or more runs during any regular season game, you get your Rockies Taco Special. Michael McHenry will lead things off. Takes a strike from Nick Martinez. No scores. We go to the top of the second with Jenny Cavnar and Jeff Houston. I'm Drew Goodman. Haven't been up in Surprise in a while, and you were trying to rack your brain trying to figure if you had been up here.
Well, I had a long time ago when it first opened up when I was with the Cubs, and we were over here for an instructional league game against the Royals, because they share the same complex. But this is the first time watching a spring training game.
2 strikes on McHenry, and Mack hits this ball to center field. Martin is there, 1 gone. They'll bring up Rafael Inoa. There's always a couple guys that seem like they play in every game during the spring. They're on every trip, and Inoa and Adames are those guys in 2015.
And they'll gladly get all the bus miles to be able to play and show their talent.
And he's hitting 293 this spring. He's one of those guys that provides nice depth for the Rockies. He had a very good September, hit well over 300, and showed that he wasn't overwhelmed by playing in the big leagues. And he spent a long time, Huey, in the Dodgers organization waiting for an opportunity that never came.
7, 8 years in the Dodgers system, and then comes up, and when he got his opportunity, he ran with it. He's a lot like Jonathan Herrera from a few years ago, but with more pop in his bat.
A little more pop, and he runs a little better than Johnny. I checked on the Bean. How's he doing in Boston?
I haven't seen lately. Is he still there? Is he with somebody else?
Now you say that, I'm trying to think, did he move in the offseason? Slashed that foul. Martinez got him to go. Second strikeout for Nick Martinez, and that'll bring up Christian Adames. Rockies had a couple hits in the first inning. Could not produce a run. They've won 4 straight. In their 13 wins, tied with the Mets among National League teams. Obviously, the Mets play over in the Grapefruit League for most wins. Did you put any stock in how the club did wins and losses in spring training? Any at all?
Not a whole lot, but I think there is something to be said for the last week to 10 days. Playing better.
All right, because real quick, Johnny's in the Cubs organization
okay.
now. He was released by Boston in the offseason.
Oh, everybody likes Jonathan. I mean, he's going to find a spot.
Yep.
But to go back to your question from a moment ago, I do at the end, but early on in spring training, you have your normal guys, your everyday players, and again, we get 1 or 2 at bats, and then you're going to try to get some of the youngsters in there. So I look at the win-loss record as not important. Now, from here towards the end, where guys are playing more often and you're playing more straight-up baseball, sure, I think there's something to be said for, and let's start to play the game the right way.
Yeah, you got guys playing, 7 innings plus. As you look at Stu Cole, I'll tell you something that I look at, and I know you do as well, Jeff. Even in the early parts of spring training, how does a club do the first 5 innings?
Yes.
because your starters are more, I shouldn't say all your starters, but more of your major league regulars are in there. And plus your arms, typically, they're facing major league hitters, so it gives you a feel as to where you are.
And even this point in the ball game tonight here in the second inning, does Chad Bettis, does he get the bunt down?
Well, he got a bunt down. It's good practice, and that's really all
why.
that was about, because there's 2 outs.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying, though. He's still practicing something that he's going to have to do during the season.
And he did it very well. Middle of 2, no score. Tomorrow we'll be in Peoria, not far from here, about 10-15 minutes down Bell Road. Rock Spring training continues as the team will take on the San Diego Padres. A little later start tomorrow, 8 o'clock back home. 7 o'clock local start. The Padres team that maybe underwent, Huey, the biggest facelift in baseball.
Yeah, they remade their whole roster, got some. I think you look at Matt Kemp as that leading force of everything that happened in San Diego with the trade and the Dodgers.
Well, they have an outfield of big names now. Justin Upton's there, and Will Myers, one of the top prospects a couple of years ago in the game, and settled in with Tampa and then got moved to San Diego. Whenever you have a lot of moves with a team that's more of a mid-market team, there's always speculation, okay, well, if they're not doing well in June or early July, they're going to unload a lot of those guys. How about Mark Stout chiming in? Toyota Talk, Twitter. Maybe the Stouter to come up 27th, Red Raider to make the big leagues, huh? Strike one with the heavy fastball to Adrian Beltre. First week of the season, he'll turn 36. And among active hits leaders, he's got more than 2,500, in fact, more than 2,600. He's third among active players. A-Rod having a pretty good spring for the Yankees in Tampa. Ichiro.
Oh.
See, Beltre's always done that. He's dropped to the back knee. Look like, don't get hurt, Adrian.
That's saying I'm not getting cheated. Knuckle curve. Try to drop to the back knee to hit it. That would not be on a teaching video.
He looks the same year in and year out, doesn't he? He can laugh a little bit about it now. Here's Prince. Prince is a big man, but Prince looks like he's listen, still big, so I'm just going to sound strange, but he's trimmed down a little bit.
He has. It's just good to see him back playing again. Because
good for the game.
You think back to a couple of years ago when Prince was the active leader in career games played. He had over, 800 games, straight games that he played.
He never missed. He's the one guy who never missed.
Until he hurt his neck, and you think, oh, there's no way.
Played in only 42 games last year. He's had a good spring. Got a wide receiver's number and an offensive guard's body.
The 84 is his birthday. Their birth year, I should say. That's why he wore it when he came over to Texas.
So you would have been 48.
Touche, just because I'm older than you. I get it. I get it.
3-1. And that's a loud shot toward left center field. And Big Prince is going to motor into second base with a double.
And that's what the Rangers missed from last year.
Well, the guy who missed him more than anybody was Adrian Beltre.
No protection. Well, fans, there's still time now. If you want to get opening day tickets, the only way to guarantee them is to buy the 2015 Rocky season tickets or mini plans. So get on it today at 303 Rockies or Rockies.com.
Ryan Rua, who's been hot of late, 8 for his last 18. Got his feet wet last year, had 105 at bats at the big league level. Takes a strike. Texas, 4 consecutive 90-plus win seasons. One of the favorites going into last year to capture the AL West division title. And like the Rockies, they were decimated by injuries. Stubbs gets there, 2 outs. And they were all excited about everybody coming back, but they've already been dealt a severe blow. They're ace. One of the top pitchers in the game. Yu Darvish had Tommy John surgery.
Well, just a few short days ago down in Florida at Dr. Andrews.
Yeah.
31 games back.
Yeah, and that's how they finished up last year. Even the Astros were in front of them. The Angels stormed to 98 wins. The A's, 3 straight years they've been in the postseason. And the Mariners were far better last year, winning 87 games. Very competitive division.
And that will be the division the Rockies play this year in interleague.
They play up in Seattle. Texas will come to Coors Field.
Go to Oakland. Go to Anaheim. And also a home and home with Houston.
Yep, the Texas two-step. 2 there and 2 up at Coors Field. Texas will come to town the 3rd week of July 20th through the 22nd. 0-1 on Carlos Peguero. He's putting together another solid spring. He did a year ago as well in camp. Good factor as one of the extra outfielders for the Rangers. Again, playing tonight because Shin-Soo Choo, who's DHing, has a tricep injury, and he's only thrown out to about 75 feet. You can't play the outfield just throwing 75 feet.
Well, and if you're going to be the right fielder, you need to throw a little bit further than that. Maybe you could get away with it if you're playing in Fenway in left field, because you get 75 feet back into the infield, but not down in Texas. Well, again, the Rockies are pulling that shift and putting the shift on.
The analytics of the game. There's some guys who had batting averages that got shaved a little bit because of the prevalence of shifts in baseball. The Prince yesterday against a shift laid down a bunt. Got a
beautiful
triple.
bunt. Beautiful. Well, yeah, everybody was over, but he laid it down like he was a leadoff hitter.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Cargo do that.
Cargo a base hit in yesterday's game doing that.
That's an owie. You don't see this that much. There's a 3-man crew working tonight. Not your typical 4-man crew. Behind home plate is Ryan Goodman, and then Quinn Walcott and Mark Ripperger are working the bases, so 3 instead of 4.
So, but Ryan's no relation to you, right? Ryan Goodman?
I'm going to see how he does balls and strikes tonight before we claim him. Works out a little bit. Pretty stout, huh?
Yeah, then he's not related to you. Teed that up for me. Too easy.
So unfair. 2-2. Good pitch. Boy, that was a changeup that dove into Mike McHenry's glove. A gorgeous changeup to strike out Figueroa. Second strikeout for Chad Bettis. He has looked good so far. We go to the top of the third inning. The Rockies will have the top of their lineup coming up. Brandon Barnes will be first. Jenny Cavnar's in the Rockies bullpen. What are you doing, Jenny?
I mean, not a place you normally get to go during the regular season. So pretty cool. I get to come down here during spring training, hang out with the Rockies' new bullpen coach in Darren Holmes. Now, it's kind of funny because today you go, hey, I'm not Steve Foster. You don't want to interview me, of course, the pitching coach for the Rockies. But you guys do look a lot alike. Have you gotten some confusion this spring?
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of confusion. Yeah, especially starting out. Everybody coming to me, hey, Steve, where am I pitching? You know, I'm not Steve, you know. And he kind of got the same thing, so it's kind of been fun.
Well, there's no confusion about it. You guys are working together to try and create the best pitching staff you can coming out of spring. How important is it for you that the bullpen has some depth and you guys have some decisions that you're going to have to make?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of depth in the bullpen this year. We're going to have to make some tough decisions. This has probably been, even in my playing days, one of the most competitive camps that I've ever been in. So they did a great job. Colorado did a great job of going out in the offseason and bringing in a lot of good depth. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting this last week and a half.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot if this is the most competitive, because you played for 13 seasons in the big leagues, including 5 in Colorado. What kind of credibility did that give you coming in here, knowing that you've pitched at altitude? Did these guys kind of start to listen to you right away?
Yeah, I think they have. I mean, I've had some good relationships, built some relationships in the offseason. And, they listen. I've given them some things that I think can make them successful and help them in Coors Field. And they've been great. I mean, they've really been receptive to me. And again, it's about building relationships, building trust. And once they have trust, they listen.
Yeah, it's fun for Rockies fans who've been around since the beginning to see you back in a uniform with your former teammates in Walt Weiss, Eric Young. Of course, we see Ellis Burks running around here. So getting the gang back together, so to speak. But just because this is your first year as a big league coach, you were with Atlanta last year as a biomechanics coordinator. Kind of explain that for us.
Well, that's just a very big term for a pitching coordinator. So I've worked a lot with mechanics. Whenever I was done playing, I kind of went back and I got some education in biomechanics and corrective exercise. I think it's really helped me understand mechanics from a pitching standpoint. A lot of times we ask people to do things, pitchers to do things they can't really do. Their bodies doesn't let them. And so it helped me to identify them and be able to help create some programs for them. So that's what I did with Atlanta.
Definitely a science to it. When you look at this camp, who stuck out to you so far, just coming in, not knowing these arms right away and trying to get to know everyone?
Well, I think the young guys, Butler, Gray, Bettis, who's pitching tonight, Oberg, who's down here in the pen with us today. They've really been highlights for us. I don't think we expected them to perform like they are performing, even though they have the very good talent, and they're putting a lot of pressure on not only the staff but the people they're competing with. So it's really fun to watch.
Those are the young guys. There's been a lot of talk about Rafael Betancourt making it back after Tommy John surgery. Has he impressed you, and how realistic is it that he might make this roster come opening day?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's in the mix with everybody. I think it's very realistic that he could possibly make this. Just watching him prepare every day, I think he's 40 years old. I'm envious, and he comes down here and he goes out and gets people out, and he's just a straight pro. He's been a lot of fun to have in the bullpen. He's an incredible leader, and he's definitely, his presence is felt down here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You told me earlier with LaTroy Hawkins coming back at the age of 42 for his final season, you were glad there was somebody closer to your age. You might have two guys closer to your age.
Yeah, LaTroy called me in the offseason and said, I'm glad there's someone my age down here now. So, yeah, LaTroy's been great, too. I mean, he's just talking about Oberg. He's kind of taking him under his wing in spring training. He plays catch with him every day, and it's funny, they were doing flat ground the other day, and I went over and asked Oberg, I said, how does it feel to possibly have a future Hall of Famer down there catching you in flat ground? And he just smiled and said, that's pretty special. So it's been really good. It's been a great camp, and the staff has really gelled well together, and I feel like that's kind of flowed over into the players, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Darren, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing those decisions come down to the wire. I'll let you get prepared in case you have to get a pitcher ready. I'm going to get prepared too, guys. I don't know. Maybe I could, catch a bullpen while I'm down here.
Well, Jenny, you have the right shoes on, certainly, for it. Just don't spike Holmesy, all right?
Okay, I promise. I won't. I'll get out of here before any of that happens.
Heads up.
Yeah, look out. This is coming your direction. Tracked down by Martin, a long out off the bat of Corey Dickerson. One gone. Brandon Barnes will return to first. Great interview, Jenny, with Darren Holmes. What a terrific addition. And yeah, not a bad view from the Rockies bullpen tonight. We're to see Scott Oberg, who we mentioned later on, and here's some of the candidates for the Rockies bullpen. Axford's been, as the Rockies hoped he'd be. He's been lights out this spring. He's throwing in the mid-90s consistently. He's another late inning option. Betancourt has done everything right. He's shaven corners. He's done what Rafi's done in years past for the Rockies. Rex Brothers, Huey's looked better. You and I both like Brooks Brown.
Well,
he's real tough right on right.
I like Brooke from last year to look at him and his arm action. Christian Friedrich down there, the lefty. If you want to keep three left-handers, he's out of options, so he's a possibility. But I go back to Rafi when he found out he had to have Tommy John surgery. You and I were talking just off the air in one of our car rides.
Barnes takes off, and the throw got him.
Oh, this one hurt. Running gingerly out of there. Like a straight steal. Yeah, but a good pitch for Robinson Chirinos to throw on. Doesn't even have to worry about a batter. It's in a mini pitch out. Gets Brandon by a half a foot.
So 2 outs for Arenado.
But real quick,
base hit his first time.
To finish about Rafi, you're thinking, well, at his age, is he going to really go through the Tommy John surgery and do all the rehab, or is it just going to be for later on in life when he's playing catch with the kids? All of that? No, he takes it one step further. It says, yeah, that's all great, but I still want to pitch.
Do you remember we were talking to him in the parking lot shortly after he quote unquote blew out, and he had talked to his family. He's very close with his family. They make their home in Florida in the off season. And they had already made the decision that he was going to try to come back to get back to the big leagues. I mean, and when he focuses on something, there's no denying this man. I mean, that's why he and Belisle and LaTroy, they're all the same guy. Workout wise, discipline wise, as Darren Holmes said, they're pros.
And it's nice when you have the young players learning from them, playing catch with them, see how they do it. When you're young, you think you have, like anybody, you think you have all the answers. Oh, I know how to do that. I'm not going to listen to mom and dad. Well, I'm not going to listen to those guys in the bullpen. listen to the LaTroys and the Raffies and Matt Belisle when he listen to those guys because they know how to get it done.
And LaTroy had mentioned to us last week that his throwing partner, and Darren talked a little bit about this, is Scott Ober. And that's just, I mean, that's smart. You take a guy who's been in the big leagues for 6 decades, who never ages. Yeah, it's a changeup and a dirty one to get Arenado, and he's working with a youngster the Rockies are high on, and Scott Ober. In the desert of Phoenix, Arizona. We're in surprise. Bottom of the 3rd inning upcoming. Chad Bettis has looked very good so far. Who wants tacos? If the Rockies score 7 or more runs during any regular season game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. Well, Brandon Barnes looked like he cut up his knee on that slide, and he's back in center field. The former high school football star. That will not keep him out. A little owie. I always say he plays baseball with a football mentality. 8-9-1 for Texas. This is Robbie Chironis, and he takes a strike. The catcher for Texas got some pop.
Well, and this is his 15th year in pro ball. He was signed as a 16-year-old out of Venezuela. I had Robinson when I was with the Cubs. He was a middle infielder then.
Was he really?
Yes.
He'll be 31 later this summer. He's got some pop. He had 13 home runs last year. Ooh, look at it. Hopefully that got him on the protective gear he wears on the elbow.
He's a catcher now. He's tough. Riding fastball. I don't think he got the elbow protector at all. It was on the back.
Now you probably noticed the Rockies are hitting Bettis. They're playing National League rules because you're getting late in spring training. You know, if Bettis is going to be in the mix, we want to see how he handles the bat. That's why with 2 outs, he still was asked to lay down a bunt his first time. Texas is playing American League rules, and they have a DH. That's Shin-Si Chu. So the 9th place hitter is their starting second baseman, Refned Ador, who swung at the first pitch. That's not unusual for him. He did that close to 40% of the time last year.
And when you're in the American League, you're hitting 9th, you could do that. You don't have to worry about it like an 8th place hitter in the National League. Take a pitch, work to hit the batter, and see if you can get on, flip the lineup, all of that.
Gets the bunt down, and Bettis, under direction from McHenry, gets the out at first.
That will be noted for when the Rockies play the Rangers later on. He will bunt, and he's also fast.
You noticed that a couple of days ago, Walt Weiss had his pitcher hitting 8th. And, you know, Walt, to a certain degree, is a disciple of a guy he played for in Oakland, Tony La Russa. And La Russa made that pretty commonplace with his lineups. And one of the reasons Walt likes it, he is enamored, as some managers are now, with hitting a bopper in the 2-hole, which used to be a move type of hitter, a guy that can bunt and run, that sort of thing. And now the Rockies at times had Cargo there. Kadire, when he was healthy last year, was in that 2 spot. So he's messing around a little bit with having maybe a DJ LeMahieu hit 9th, have the pitcher hit 8th, and then 2nd, 3rd, 4th time up in a ball game, that 2-hole hitter, along with 3 and 4 naturally, may have a little more traffic.
And it all depends on how your lineup is construed for that ball game. You know, do you have all your regular guys in there? Are you going to have to play a utility guy that night? I think it just gives you one more option. If you're Walt, it's not, well, I'm just going to throw some names on the board here and come up with this is the lineup that I think. No, he's thought it through, just like, you know, he had the conversations with Tony La Russa a lot of times before La Russa went over to the Diamondbacks. You know, that was really his mentor, as you mentioned.
Well, if you hit in the 2 spot versus, I think it's the 5 spot, every day you'll probably get in the neighborhood, I think it's 90 more at bats. I know there's baseball analytics guys that believe, you know what, you take your best hitter and you lead them off, because over the course of a season they'll get so many more at bats, and don't you want your best hitter coming up to the plate more frequently?
And also you have that second place hitter is really kind of gotten away from let's bunt the guy, let's sacrifice. Don't give up that out. And tonight, Corey Dickerson, you're not going to ask him to bunt. You're going to ask him to hit the ball in the gap or over the wall.
1-2 on Martin. Bettis getting Chironis back to the bag. Martin a year ago hit 274 with 7 home runs. He stole 31 bases. Got a big arm also.
Pretty big outfield in Texas. He can go from gap to gap.
One-two. Breaking ball. That was left up, and it's hit a long way to center field, and it is gone. Hanging curveball. Martin deposits it into the grassy area beyond center field. A 2-0 Texas lead in the 3rd.
With the talent that you have with Nolan, you can slide him over more into the shortstop position because he's athletic enough to do it and not feel out of place. I'm trying to think that Pittsburgh, they did it for a while with their third baseman, but they would put him over in short right field.
Pedro Alvarez,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want him being the lone wolf on the left side. He doesn't move like Nolan does.
No.
Speed at first, and the 1-0 is in there for a strike.
For so many years was it when Cleveland, and then last year he tries to use the center of the field, obviously with the 50 to center field, but also 29 to left field.
And you may be saying, looking at that graphic that we showed you, saying, well, why would the Rockies shift? I mean, he uses, as Huey described, the entire ballpark. What the Rockies are looking at are balls on the ground.
Because if you look, if we can get a shot from kind of up high where the center fielder is, look at where Drew Stubbs is. He's more into the left center field gap. And Brandon in right is acting like a right-handed hitter's up to the plate. So if it's on the ground, it's going to be on the pull side. In the air, it's opposite.
Andrews going, and the throw is not going to get Elvis Andrews.
Elvis, when he came up, he just looked to run all the time. Well, he's gotten a little older, just picks his spots.
Boy, he's throwing some dirty changeups, hasn't Bettis? I thought, easy to second guess. He didn't throw a good curveball, obviously, to Martin. It got hit out. But I thought that changeup may show up 1-2 to Martin.
Yeah, but you also have to be confident when the regular season comes that I can throw that pitch.
Yep.
I mean, that's what spring training is about, is working on different things.
See if he
different
doubles
counts.
up on it. He did. And he gets a little comebacker. Toughest pitch to cover, Huey, when you got a plus fastball and then a good changeup?
Yeah, it is, because your mind and your brain recognize it as a fastball as long as the arm speed's the same. So you process it out of the hand as a fastball, so you start your swing, but the ball's not there yet, and that's when you go, I'm in trouble. So pitchers that have a fastball changeup, they can pitch 2 or 3 times through the lineup as long as they're locating those pitches.
Adrian Beltre struck out. He nearly had to get new pants because he wore out the knee on the backside with his swing. Here's the swing in the second inning.
And because only Adrian Beltre could produce a swing where he drops to his back knee. And now I remember Tom Seaver used to have the drop and drive where at the end his right knee would be dirty, but that was a pitcher.
Well, the only other guy that I can think of, prominent guy at least, that used to do that and had great success was Andrew Jones. Shattered bat, a roller to short, and Adames throws out Beltre to end the inning. Leonis Martin, a 2-run home run to dead center field, has given the Rangers a 2-0 lead here in Surprise as we go to the 4th. 2-0 Texas on the Leonis Martin home run. Drew Goodman, Jeff Hewson, and Jenny Cavnar from Surprise, Arizona, the home of the Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. They split this facility up in the Northwest. Rockies will have Willeen Rosario, Drew Stubbs, and Michael McHenry, 4 through 6 in their order against the Fordham Ram, Nick Martinez. Now, Martinez, we're talking about him playing at Fordham in the Bronx. A couple of interesting notes about Martinez. You think, well, he's got to be a New York area kid. That's who goes to Fordham, which is an outstanding school. He's from Miami. Don't usually baseball players go south when they want to play, not north? That's a rocket right at Andrus. 1 out. And here's the other thing. He really wasn't much of a pitcher at Fordham. He would throw in relief on occasion. He was a second baseman, which is interesting also in that you see converted catchers, converted left side infielders.
Shortstops.
Yeah, because you figure bigger arm. Well, this kid had a big arm evidently playing second base. Here's Stubbs. He struck out his first time, and Drew says, you know what, I'm tired of that. I'm going to get it in play early.
And you
lays
saw
down a bunt.
Yeah, but you saw the second base ability of Martinez on that bunt, because Adrian Beltre was calling for that ball and calling for the bunt. But Martinez, as he's going to the line, makes a turn and throw to first like he's turning to double play.
It's a real
Catches
athletic move, athletic body.
Spins, sidearm toss, just like a double play would be turned.
2 outs. McHenry, who hit a fly ball to center field, his initial at bat. McHenry did a real good job late last year. Offensively, handled the pitching staff well.
Oh, he's healthy.
He's healthy. His one issue, Mac doesn't throw great. He receives the ball well. He's going to call a good game. He's a very cerebral guy. He can swing the bat. You make a mistake on the inner half, and he's going to do some damage.
Well, that's where the pitchers have to help him hold runners, be quick to the plate. But everything else, he did a great job last year. He struck out on that good slider from Martinez.
4 strikeouts for Martinez. Middle of 4, 2-0 Texas.
Colorado as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Happy to be joined by the one and only Stu Coles. And before we get going, you know, I have to tell you something. Happy anniversary, Stu Cole. You know why?
20 years?
That's right, 20 seasons with the Rockies. I just didn't want you to think you were forgetting your wife's anniversary or something.
Oh, no, I never would forget that.
Okay, all right. You talk about being a third base coach. Kind of go through maybe some off-season changes. What do you have to go through? Does it involve a lot of sign changes? And especially with some new players on the team, what's your involvement at spring training?
Well, you try to come in with a mindset of, having new signs that people can't pick up, and you try to go with the players that have come in from last season, and also the new guys that have come in. You try to make those guys, feel comfortable with everything that you're trying to get across to them. And, and then we just try to go from there.
You also are in charge of the infield. It's a rough job for you. That's a really rough infield to have to rein in, a couple gold gloves in there. Do you get a share and any pride for that hard work?
Well, I'm just happy to see those guys go out and do their work, and they put in a lot of hard work to get to where they're at, and to see these guys come out and win gold gloves like Nolan and DJ to win his first one. We got some other guys in the infield, Tulowitzki and Morneau, who was also a gold glove fielder. So, I just blessed to be able to work with these guys on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, the core group of the infield, obviously one of the best in Major League Baseball coming into this season. Talk about Daniel Descalso and what he brings to this team, being a bench player for you guys this year. I know depth was a big issue of concern last season.
You're right. He brings depth, he brings experience, and, he's been on a winning ball club for many years. I saw this guy play in the minor leagues, and I always liked his game. And I think he's going to help us a lot with his experience and things he can share on the bench, and also with our veteran guys who may need something a little extra that a guy from a championship team can bring.
Used to, with your managerial background at the minor league level, what do you like about this part of spring training, constructing a roster as you guys are getting down here to the last couple of days? Walt mentioned to the media today, it's really a collective group in there. Ultimately, it's on him and Jeff Bridich to make that decision. But what do you like about those meetings?
I like the way that we go about getting everybody's opinion on each player, and we try to decide, from there. And we hope we can break with the best 25 guys on the roster, to start the season. But in these meetings, we try to go over everything and try to accomplish something with every player that's going to fit on our ball club. And at the end of the day, we hopefully we can, be successful in choosing those guys.
Final thing for you, we have a total team effort here at Root Sports 2. So Mark Stout, he's sitting at home on his couch. He had a question for you. Who is a third base coach that you always enjoyed watching, or maybe still enjoy watching?
Well, I enjoyed watching Tim Flannery. I learned a lot of things from him, and he's retired this year. And he is one of the guys that I really paid attention to my first year coaching third base and watching the way he went about his business and the way he did things. So it's sad to see him go, but, he taught me a lot just by being out on the field, talking to me from time to time whenever we played those guys. He really taught me a lot.
It opens a spot for you in the National League West to be the most energetic guy that's coaching third to get all the way home with your players. So I really want you to work on that this spring. You're sprinting, okay?
I will. I'll do some early work.
Your arm motion, you got it?
Absolutely, I got it.
All right, Stu, thanks so much for joining us. Drew, Jeff will send it back up to you.
Jenny, ask Stu if he can sing like Flan.
Can you sing like Flan, though? That's what Drew wants to know.
I cannot sing like Flannery. He has a big jump on me in that area, so I cannot sing.
Hey, one last one, Jenny.
Okay, hang on. One more. One more. Go for it.
He should get a gold fungo.
Oh, you know what? That's a great point. Jeff Houston said that you should get a gold fungo for all your gold glove infielders.
Yeah, Charlie Blackman mentioned that to me the other day. He talked about getting me a gold fungo, and, that's something that he said he's going to work on, throughout the season, try to get something like that for me. So that would be nice.
I like that. Houston and Blackman thinking on the same wavelength. That's scary.
Yeah, for which guy?
I'll leave that one up to you guys to decide.
All right, Jenny, thank you. Stu Cole, thanks very much. 2 outs after the strikeout of Rua. Third strikeout for Chad Bettis. Carlos Peguero, he struck out his first time. 2 outs in the fourth. One mistake by Bettis. Otherwise,
well, that's it.
Jeff, he's pitched very well.
He has. He's put his name on the map, saying don't forget about me. I've got the good fastball again, the changeup. I had the one bad hanging pitch. That was it.
Changeup's been dirty.
It's been nasty.
Yeah, I was saying this, people ask us all the time, hey, how the Rockies going to do? How the Rockies going to do it? So much is tied to health like any team. I can tell you this, that the Rockies have some intriguing young arms, another great changeup. And if some of these young arms can pop, and Bettis I include in that group with the Butlers and the Grays, if they can pop and pop quickly, the Rockies can surprise a whole lot of folks. Rockies trail 2-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Texas leading on a Leonis Martin 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. And the Rockies love the bottom third of their lineup up here in the top of the 5th inning. Rafael Ynoa, Christian Adames, and we'll see if Bettis is going to hit. He got a handshake from Walt Weiss. I don't know if it was a handshake, hey, great inning, which he had, or a handshake indicating that you've reached your pitch limit for the night. Hey, you were at the ballpark yesterday. You watched Eddie Butler pitch. 5 strong innings.
Yeah, I liked what I saw. It was a fastball that sat at 93, touched 94, 95 occasionally.
This ball's hit well to right field, and it is going to one-hop the wall for Rafael Ynoa, and it's going to be a lead double for Ynoa. Got the bat head out there against Nick Martinez.
Yeah, and then we talked about his power. A little more pop, has better speed than that one. He hit over the head of the right fielder, Peguero. He stayed through it nicely. Great swing. But to get back to Eddie Butler for a moment, I liked what I saw. He was pitching in and out with his fastball. Good changeup. This is about 86, 87. But the presence on the mound. He showed me it wasn't like it was at times last year. He just had that confidence and said, okay, I'm here, boys, let's go.
Yeah, and here's another thing I liked about it. Last couple of starts for both Eddie Butler, he has got to get down, it won't. So Adames fouls out trying to bunt. Ryan Castillo's going to pinch hit for Bettis, so Bettis is done. But for the last 2 starts, one for Butler, one for Gray, they're both aware there are big league slots available in that rotation. How are they going to handle it?
Well,
and they both handled it very well.
Yeah, what Gray did his part, and Butler, I'm sure, was saying, well, I've got to step up too. And Butler, yesterday, Eddie was pitching against the Giants, and you're talking about the big boys. They had a lot of their guys in the line. Buster Posey was in the lineup. Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, Casey McGee. So it was pretty close to the Giants' regular season lineup and what they're going to throw out there. So for Eddie, he went out there yesterday and kind of put his foot down.
Good to see. Let's check in again with Jenny Cavnar. Jenny has a little bit more on what we're discussing.
Yeah, I got the chance to talk to Eddie Butler today over at Salt River Fields, and he said, it's interesting. Him and Jonathan went to breakfast the other day, and they were talking about how some of those starters that are vying for one of those spots, possibly 2, have a sub-3 ERA. So he says he enjoys the extra competition, that extra fire that they're each bringing to the table. He feels like it just makes them better, and that it really gives the Colorado staff a tough choice on who they're going to have to keep. And then Walt Weiss kind of followed that up today with, out of these guys, how do we make a choice? Well, of course, some of it's going to come down to experience, but he said for us, we can't focus on spring numbers. We have to focus on their performance and trust what our eyes are seeing out on the field for who can best fit within that starting 5 and who can best try and get wins for this Colorado Rockies team. But again, when you do look at the numbers, those are fun numbers to look at.
Well, those are always the choices when you sit in those rooms and you're discussing players. And, there's going to be some other things go in there as far as, well, what is this contract? All those things that you have to take out of the equation at times, and you just look like, okay, how is this going to impact our ball club? Who's going to be the best? What did we see with our own eyes?
Yeah, and you know this, Huey, from being in so many big league camps as a player and then as a coach. It's beyond just the numbers. Jenny's right. The numbers have been very good because Barnes going to foul out. Chirinos makes the catch because, what are you going to pile up? 15, 17, 18 innings in spring training?
You're lucky.
Right. So you're talking about what would be 2 or 3 starts during the regular season. 2-0 Texas. Surprise Arizona taking on the Texas Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rangers leading 2-0 on a Leonis Martin 2-run home run to center field. On the one pitch Chad Bettis would like back. Other than that, Chad Bettis was terrific for 4 innings. So Bettis, his work is done for the evening. And the Rockies are going to turn it over to Brooks Brown. And for Brooks, I'm seeing how many games he's been in. This is the 8th game Brooks has been in this spring. And he has done a very solid job. First guy up that he'll face is Robinson Chirinos. Catcher for Texas, hit by a pitch and scored back in the 3rd inning.
Robinson's going to be the Rangers' #1 catcher.
They've gone through some catchers the last few years. You know, they had Russell Martin. They went and got a guy that you know, Huey, was Rookie of the Year with the Cubs, and Giovanni Soto. Unfortunately for Soto, that was probably his best season in the big leagues.
Hurt his knee and then just never was the same.
Rougned Odor will come up next against Brooks Brown. Again, we check in with Jenny. As promised, she has Chad Bettis.
All right, Drew, thanks so much. Chad, what did you think of your outing? Obviously, the home run that you gave up coming in, having a 0 ERA, I'm sure that was a little disappointing to you, but kind of just overall performance thoughts today.
No, yeah, I felt good. You know, working on everything that we've been working on to get to this point, you know, working well. You know, that one pitch, hanging curveball, you know, paid my price. So, but other than that, I felt like everything was working well today.
You've experienced starting in the big leagues. You've experienced the bullpen in the big leagues. What was the transition like for you in this offseason, coming back into this role of really mentally preparing to be a starter again?
Mentally preparing, you know, it just getting ready for it, honestly. You know, it's a long season, and the key is to stay healthy. And so really what we worked on was, you know, doing a lot of our maintenance, rehab, stuff like that. And other than that, mentally preparing for it, I was just talking to Andy a lot.
What's been the message to you, obviously, being optioned back to the minor league camp just a couple of days ago, now getting a start in the big league game? Kind of what's been the message that's been sent to you about your work?
Just things can change fast and always be ready, basically. So, you know, I completely understand with everything that's happened and being optioned down, but, you know, you can't change anything about it, so just make the best of it.
Awesome. Chad, thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. Drew?
Hey, Jenny, real quick, ask him if that's the best changeup he's had this spring.
Yeah, that's a great question. Was that the best changeup you think that you've had this spring tonight in the game?
By far the most consistent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Great. Thank you.
All right, Jenny, thanks. Good outing for Chad Bettis. One pitch, and that's part of baseball. But listen, you hope if you're a starter, 2 runs aren't going to beat you.
No, but also don't make that one bad pitch 4 or 5 more after. Settle down and say that's the only damage you're going to get.
And that's what he did.
Yes. He ended up just giving up the 3 hits, had 4 strikeouts and 0 walks.
The thing we've always liked about Chad Bettis, when he first arrived, and we heard this about him in his minor league career and when Billy Schmidt and his crew drafted him out of Texas Tech, tough competitor. And that's, you can just see it in his demeanor on the hill.
You have to be, because there's going to be ups and downs in baseball, in life, whatever it is. But how do you, oh, heads up. Oh, no. Hopefully everybody is okay. All right.
Well, everybody holding their breath. I was watching Martin, and he was obviously very much concerned. Nolan Arenado closed his eyes.
I quit looking. I quit looking after a while because I saw too many people get hurt. That I would see a ball go up into the stands, and I'd just turn away.
And nice play at first by the converted catcher, Willeen Rosario. Up out of the dirt, stabbed that line drive, a 1-2-3 inning for Brooks Brown. Rangers leading 2-0. We're off to the 6th inning in Surprise. 2-0 Texas. Nice play by Willeen Rosario to conclude the bottom of the 5th inning. He'll be third up this inning. And Willeen has been a busy guy this spring. He still has catching duties, but he's taken a ton of ground balls, and he's feeling and looking more and more comfortable each day. That was a good play, Nate.
Well, he just staying low to the ground, I think, is the biggest thing as a corner infielder, whether it's third base or first base. Because most of the time it's only going to be a step or two and a dive. And Willeen is low to the ground and just lays out and snags it with the big glove. But also a tip of the cap to Stu Cole, who's the infield coach, and also Vinny. Those guys are working with him every single day with his footwork around the bag, or even just staying on a knee and working on short hops.
Remember the drill Helton used to do? Buddy Bell used to stand at second base with a fungo and hit line shots at him, one hoppers, even two hoppers. Helton had to dig him out. It's one of the reasons he says he became so adept at digging balls out of the dirt.
Great drill for young first baseman, as long as the dirt and everything is smooth.
Yeah, do it on a big league field. Don't do it on the the local sand lot with a bunch of rocks and
no,
divots
at the
in
schoolyard.
it. No, unless you want to put a mask on. 1-2 on Dickerson. Martinez working here in the 6th, outside. Last year for Martinez, his rookie year. And that is a great piece of hitting. It's foul. He stayed with that curveball. That was a good breaking ball.
How close was it to the ground?
Well, it's in his comfort zone. It almost hit his shoelaces. Watch where he makes contact.
Behind the plate. It wasn't quite as low as what I thought. I thought it was more at the ankles, mid-shin area.
But he kept it batted live. Huey, as you said, he didn't hit that off his body line. It was already past him.
Some people will say, oh, he's trying to do that. No, that's hand-eye coordination. You were born with that.
And he has corrected vision. A lot of people don't know that. He has corrected vision.
Because that's one of the things that scouts will look for when they're talking to a player. What's your eyesight? Or do you wear glasses? Do you wear contacts?
He wears contacts. Look at that. Who gets on top of that?
Corey Dickerson.
Yeah, base hit to right. He can literally cover from the dirt to the emblem of the CR on his helmet. That wasn't a strike.
And how many times do we talk about him to other maybe broadcasters or scouts who say, man, Corey Dickerson can cover from the top of his helmet down to his shoelaces, and they kind of look at us and say, yeah, right. Until after the game or the next day when we see him, they go, oh, I guess he can.
Well, you know that, Hugh. That's hard to get on top of that because Martinez is a plus fastball.
Yeah, and a left-handed hitter, where do they like the ball? They like the ball down.
Typically, right? Arenado 1 for 2. Sharp single through the left side his first time and struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Arenado leading the club with 4 home runs this spring. Hit 18 during the regular season last year. I guess every player has a ceiling. Huey, his ceiling is about 37 stories high.
and rising.
Seemingly, right?
That elevator continues to go higher and higher. I was chatting with the great Vinny Casilla yesterday around the batting cage, and we were talking about Nolan, and this is one of those compliments that you like to hear. He said he comes with it every day. And in Vinny's language is, hey, he comes with it. Meaning that he brings the same amount of energy and the same passion and the work ethic every single day.
Jim, there are guys that are really good at a particular craft. They may not love it. They love that they're good at it, but they may not love it. They may not have the passion. This kid obviously is very, very gifted, but he loves to play. He has passion for it.
And he brings everybody else's energy level up, even on the days when, you know, even 2 or 3 cups of coffee is not going to do it for you.
Big pitch out, and Corey was not moving. 2-2. Was that an automatic go for you after a pitch out?
Yes. And a 2-2 count. They're not going to pitch out again to get to 3-2 with the 3-hole hitter.
Corey not going, and it's fouled off by Arenado.
Corey got caught with Martinez holding the ball longer.
Froze his feet.
Yeah, he got locked up.
Fairly deep center field, but Martin gets back, 1 out.
Live Rockies baseball is back in 2015 with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and much more. MLB.com at bat 2015.
Here's Wallane. He smoked a line drive right at Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, in the 4th inning. He's 0 for 2. See if Dickerson looks to take off first pitch. Nope. And 2 hops to short. And a bad throw by the second baseman, Adore. No error because there was no advancement. So that will allow Stubbs to hit here with 2 outs in the 6th inning.
Well, the feed was good from Andrus because it's on the back side of the bag. So he catches it with his left foot on the back, pops out, but then with his left foot, he opened his hips too much, and it caused him to drop. Now watch where the left foot goes behind him and see how you could see his belt buckle. That caused him to drop his arm angle, and the ball sailed on him.
So Rosario trades places with Dickerson. Drew Stubbs 0 for 2, tried to bunt his way on last time. And he takes a strike.
As I say, one more final thought on that throw from Adore is it's like hitting. If you step in the bucket, what's going to happen with your swing? It's not going to be good.
Not generally, unless you want a rebate. Changeup misses 1-1.
But he does it every time.
It's worked for about 14 years. Chirino's trying to steal a strike, could not. That was outside. 2-1. Rockies are scheduled to throw Adam Ottavino, Rex Brothers, and Scott Oberg as well tonight. Breaking ball, and it's on the ground to short. Andrus will get the force to end the inning. Middle of 6, Texas leading 2-0 over Colorado. Tonight for both teams, one mistake by Chad Bettis, a 2-run home run he allowed to Leonis Martin. That's the difference as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, we check in with Jenny Cavnar. Jenny?
Hey, Drew, this is one of the games for Nolan Arenado that he gets really excited about at spring training. Guys are ready to play baseball, but he gets to see his childhood idol across from him in Adrian Beltre. Of course, Nolan Arenado grew up going to Dodgers games, loved watching Beltre, and guess what? Now that Arenado's in the big leagues, looks like the feelings are mutual.
I'm a huge fan of him. Obviously, I play against him. He robbed basic from me last year. I think he's the real deal. He's the real deal. I don't think right now there's nobody better than him right now.
Well, to hear compliments from a veteran like that, and again, Nolan watching him growing up and knowing that now Adrian Beltre is watching him on the field. Adrian also told me today it's really impressive what he's been able to do. 2 Gold Gloves in just 2 seasons. It took Beltre till his 10th Major League season to get a Gold Glove, and now he has 4 of those.
How cool is that to have your idol say right now he's the best, he's the man?
Well, you always want that respect and adoration from your peers. I mean, you can say, yeah, I love the Gold Gloves, I want all that, but to have somebody that plays the same position as you for as long as Adrian Beltre has done it, to say he is the best going now.
Shin-Soo Choo at the plate. Well, his manager for a period of time in L.A. when young, much younger, he's pretty young right now, Nolan Arenado was in the seats as a fan with his family, was Jim Tracy. And boy, we've heard many a story that Trace would tell about the gifts of Adrian Beltre. And of course, Adrian had maybe the best year of his career, the 48 home run season for Jim Tracy in Los Angeles. You think about hitting 40+ home runs playing at Dodger Stadium.
Well, and nary a bad word about him from a teammate.
Oh, he's a pro. He's the best. He's a good man to emulate, right?
Sure is.
1-2 on Shin-Soo Choo. Second
Yes,
inning
he
work
went.
for Brooks Brown. Did he go?
Oh, my.
No swing.
If he would have hit that, it would have been a double. Okay. Guess not.
No, you can go.
My apologies.
Change up. Choo, a couple of 300 seasons in the big leagues. Native of Korea. Like a lot of Far Eastern players, he was originally signed by Seattle. Organization you're familiar with, Jeff. 3-2. Swung on and missed. Brooks Brown with a strikeout of Choo. 2 outs. 5 up, 5 set down by Brooks Brown. Adrian Beltre will approach.
And using all of his pitches. That time he elevated the fastball, running away from Choo. The Rockies will play Seattle, as we said this year. They go out to Seattle in September.
Here's the 0-1 to Beltre, and it's fouled off. Here's Beltre last year. This is down in Arlington, your old stomping grounds. Oh, excuse me, this is at Coors Field. And look at this play that Nolan Arenado makes against him. No problem.
Got it.
And then watch the reaction of Adrian. Really? Respect your elders, right? And a terrific 2 innings from Brooks Brown as he takes care of Beltre. 2 punch outs to end the 6th. Rockies in the top of the 7th will come up with Michael McHenry leading things off, trailing 2-0. Rockies trailing 2-0. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Enter the 7th annual Boys and Girls Club of Metro Denver Dream House raffle. Your chance to win a $2.5 million dream house or $2 million in cash, and also help out a wonderful cause. Visit milehighraffle.com for more information. Michael McHenry will be first. Rafael Inoa and Christian Adames to follow. And the big Texas right-hander is Ross Ohlendorf, who's been very good this spring. The Princeton grad, grew up in Texas, and he's got a Satchel Paige windup going. We were just watching.
Right, and I was never able to see Satchel Paige, but coming up above the head, doing all that, saying he's throwing harder. Whatever it is, it's working for him. He's throwing harder than he has before. And Tommy Fields snuck into the game.
Former Rocky Tommy Fields had a really good spring. He's hit a couple home runs, a bunch of extra base hits for the Rangers.
That's another thing about spring training. You'll see guys go in there and there's no announcements.
A lot of times there's mass substitutions. It's like hockey, and the PA guys trying to play catch up along with the announcers.
Right, so I'm looking, there's a new second baseman, new third baseman as far as I can tell. That's about all I got. New catcher. We'll get to them when they announce them.
Rafael Inoa with a double over the right fielder's head in the 5th inning. 1 for 2. That's down. Ohlendorf's picked up some giddy up on his fastball with that new windup.
But I'm mesmerized by it because you don't see it anymore. Watch this, down, big windup, big leg kick.
You got to study it a little bit if you're a hitter, because everything's about timing.
So when do you start your load? When do you start to go back with the hands? Not now. About now.
And there's a little bit of a pause also after he gets through with the initial wind. 2-2 on Inoa. Ooh, high curveball, 3-2. Fouled off. Elliott Johnson is at second. Ed Lucas. Ed's been in the big leagues. Saw Ed last year with Texas. He's at third. If I remember right, Lucas played a little first last year after Prince went down. (3-2) and Ohlendorf strikes out Inoa. 2 gone. Well, Huey, if you're Jeff Bannister, you have to be really pleased. Mike Maddox as well, longtime pitching coach of the Rangers. And he's a holdover from Ron Washington's staff. With what they saw from Nick Martinez, 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts.
Well, for a guy that's battling for a starting spot in the rotation, Nick has to be happy. She mentioned Bannister.
Christian Adames. 1 for 2. Adames won the Dominican Winter League batting title this offseason.
Think about all the great players that play in that league. Good pitching. Especially towards the end and when they get ready to go to the playoffs, because guys are starting to get ready to come into camp.
And some guys, some established guys, won't play until late, and thus, to your point, One of the top arms in baseball may all of a sudden show up in December, and you go, whoa.
Wait.
Adames went around. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's remember Ohlendorf not throwing this hard when he was with Pittsburgh.
Ohlendorf originally taken by the Diamondbacks in the 4th round out of Princeton in 2004. That's high. Good eye.
Mentioned him from Texas. He also interned with the Department of Agriculture. 1 winter.
Yeah, he had one of those interesting degrees. There's Ivy Leaguers everywhere you look. I double-checked, but I thought Ed Lucas was an Ivy Leaguer. He's out of Dartmouth.
Right.
The third baseman. Ohlendorf, a couple of punch-outs in the 7th inning. Stretch time in surprise 2-0 Rangers. Texas leading 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Adam Ottavino is going to take over and get an inning of work. But first, we talk about the last guy who was pitching, Brooks Brown, who was terrific for a couple of innings. And Brooks is with Jenny.
That's right, Drew. 2 scoreless innings, 2 strikeouts for you. How did things feel on the mound for you today? What was working best?
Felt good. Felt good to come out and throw 2 innings. I kind of needed that. He stretched out. Last couple of innings have been kind of real short. I'll take them, but it's nice to get stretched out. Fastball command was good. Was able to get ahead for the most part.
You told me earlier today it's definitely coming down to crunch time. No secret about it. Only maybe a spot or 2 left in the bullpen that you're competing for. But you also told me it's the time of year you don't want to play GM because that can really mess with you. So how do you approach these last 9 or 10 days down here?
For me personally, I just kind of put blinders on. Control what you can control. That stuff can get you caught up with the wrong mindset, and I just go out and try to get better pitching and do what I can to help this team.
Do you feel like having a body of work with this team, though, from last season kind of helps you coming in? That resume, at least, has been started?
Yeah, absolutely. Had some success in the big leagues last year, and that only builds confidence coming into spring training. I've been there and had some success. I just come here to get better, really.
I want to give fans a little taste of what life is like competing for a spot. And it doesn't just have to do with baseball. You guys are down here. You're a father of a newborn. You have another little girl. You guys are living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and you're trying to make it all work with life and baseball. Just kind of describe that chaos, because I think a lot of fans at home think you guys just get to come down and go about your business all day long.
It's definitely work. All the bells and whistles that come with it is fun, but the reality part of it is life continues outside of baseball, and we're making it work. Wouldn't trade it for anything. There's a lot of nights that we don't get much sleep, but my wife, she's an incredible, home support, and she makes things work.
Enough sleep to keep competing, though, so that's great. It was fun to watch you pitch. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Jenny, thank you. Brooks Brown, 6 up, 6 set down, and as Jenny mentioned, a couple of strikeouts. He was terrific tonight.
And when you're coming down to the home stretch of spring training, you want to put that image in their mind of, okay, I did it for an inning. Tonight he did it for 2 innings. So if you need to be able to stretch it out, he can do that. He's not just a 1-inning pitcher. So when you're constructing your bullpen, you need a guy to be able to do that.
Off the glove. And headed to second. Ooh, boy, bodies flying everywhere. Ryan Rua. He's going to get credit for a double. There's no other way to score that.
He got a double because he ran hard out of the box. And one hop, stayed inside the ball, slicing it to right off the glove. Brandon was going to back up or where he thought the ball was going to go. Rua just took off, and then the dive from Adames over the top. Bodies on the ground, ball rolling around. But those are hustle plays.
That's Joey Wong at short now.
Oh, excuse me, Wong. Ed.
We've got some changes. We're going to try to get to you. It's been a real strong spring for Ottavino. We were smiling at each other watching him throw to Prince Fielder because that was absolutely dirty. They threw about a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in the black after his wicked slider tied him up in knots on the previous pitch.
What was it, the last month and a half of the season where Adam was constantly 97, 98?
Yes. Picked up a few miles an hour. Nate Shearholtz pinch hitting, and he bounces to short. Wong will throw him out. Matt McBride's now at first.
This is a backup catcher for the Rangers, Carlos Corcoran.
Rockies have Michael Benjamin at second base. Carlos Corcoran's at the plate now. You know who else is in camp with Texas? You're talking about Shearholtz, veteran guys who made their mark in the big leagues. Ryan Ludwig trying to make this club.
They're hoping that he can provide some veteran influence.
(3-0) on Corcoran. A little bit low. So this would be Elliott Johnson. First AB for Johnson came in for Rougned Odor. Gio, Rougned Odor, Huey, has a brother in the Rangers system. And you know his name, right?
It's like George Foreman.
Yeah, it's Rougned Odor.
He also has an uncle
named Rougned. That's okay. You can have an uncle with the same name, but the brothers. Roughnetador and Roughnetador.
In the same organization.
In the same organization. Who do you play for? Texas. Who does your brother play for? Texas. Come on. Down low, 2-1. If your first name begins with an E and your last name begins with a J, whether it's Ebenezer or Elliott or Jackson or Johnson, you will always be EJ.
Easier that way.
Yeah.
Everybody has nicknames.
Especially in sports. Hockey's the easiest. They just add ER to whatever your name is.
Very simple.
Which was hard for you because you and your family has always been Huey and the little Hueys, but I would imagine for your hockey playing son.
Yeah, two. One in baseball is Huey, and in hockey it's Hughes.
Hughes?
Yeah.
That baffled some people. So Kyle, he wasn't Hewer. Huh?
No.
3-1. Slider on the black.
How about that slider?
I really think he went to it because his command of his fastball hasn't been what you normally see his last couple of hitters.
No, and for Adam, that was his go-to pitch for the early part of last year.
Another slider on the ground foul. He throws, as he would tell you, 3 different breaking balls. He's got the sweeper, he's got the one that's a little more vertical, and he's got more of a slurvy break ball. That's kind of the slurvy breaking ball.
But we talk about the analytics in baseball. I mean, Adam's a guy that will look at some of those sites and notice what pitches are getting hit and how he needs to change it.
Yeah, look at the downward movement on that. That was ridiculous. So a runner trapped at third base and one at first. Adam Ottavino keeps it 2-0 as we go to the 8th. Rangers up 2-0 in surprise. Getting late, we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's time also for our Sierra Trading Post scouting report. This has been the story through the Rockies' history. You're going to score an abundance of runs on the road. That's been far more difficult, at home, far more difficult out on the road. And last year, really difficult time scoring on the road. Last in baseball at 1 runs per game. You want to keep what you're doing at home and move more toward the middle of the pack in terms of road offense. And to me, I don't care what the average is. It's the runs you score. That ultimately decides baseball games. It can't be a 3-run differential.
No, but 2 things for me are going to stand out. I like, first of all, what Walt did coming into this spring, saying we're going to use Coors Field to our advantage. Okay, so we're going to continue that, make teams fierce when they come in. The second thing is you're going to have to figure out a way to manufacture more runs out on the road. You can't leave runners stranded in scoring position. Whether it's just that weak ground ball to the second baseman to get the run in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like what Walt is saying, Jeff Bridich and his staff. Make it the greatest home field advantage in the history of the game. And don't mention altitude.
Nope.
Because it is what it is. And I've felt that for years.
You're not going to change it.
It's not changing. Are there challenges? Certainly there are. But you're aware of them. So you know what? You use the home park to your advantage. And don't discuss it so internally each player thinks, well, there's a built-in excuse when we go out on the road as to why we don't score as much. 3-1. John Edwards now on the hill for Texas. Kyle Parker pinch hitting here in the 8th. Parker's had a good spring, real productive spring. There are the numbers. Contact rate much higher for Parker this spring than last spring. Well, Edwards has struck out a bunch of guys this March, and he gets Parker leading off in the 8th.
It's kind of a power arm for Edwards. Fans, don't forget, opening day rooftop and rock pile tickets go on sale this Saturday at 10 a.m. Parking lots will open at 8 with wristband distribution starting at 9:30. There'll also be a rooftop party from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with drink specials. Come watch the NCAA tournament, win Rockies opening weekend tickets, and other prizes. So this Saturday at 10 a.m., the parking lots will open at 8 and the wristband distribution starting at 9:30.
Brandon Barnes 0 for 2 and a walk. Walk back in the 3rd inning. Well, Tim Bogart actually had the Rangers after Ron Washington resigned, playing pretty good baseball late last year. Interviewed for the job, didn't get it. Jeff Bannister got the job in the middle. You see Mike Maddox to his left. Jeff Bannister has the unique distinction of hitting 1,000 in his big league career. Yes, you guessed it. He was 1 for 1. He had an infield hit in his only major league at bat. And he comes out of the Pirate organization. Last 4 years he was Clint's bench coach. And John Daniels, who has ties to Colorado. John, Thad Levine, also ties to Colorado, his right-hand man. They really like how Pittsburgh was working the synergy between the front office, the manager, the bench coach, that entire coaching staff, and it's one of the reasons they were enamored, and they know Clint well, with Bannister, and he was the one who ended up getting the job here in Texas.
Well, the other guy that was sitting to Bannister's right was former third baseman Steve Buechele of the Rangers.
Teammate of yours.
Teammate of mine, who has the glasses on his hat. So he's familiar. He'd managed down in the minor league, so he's kind of familiar with some of the young players. So you got the new guy coming in, and you've got some of the guys that were there before but are familiar with the organization.
4 straight punch-outs for the Rockies on offense. Corey Dickerson is 2 for 3 tonight. Another indication, it's getting toward the start of the regular season. About 10 days away. Guys getting 4 at-bats. Dickerson. Nolan Arenado on deck.
It probably tells me they're not going to play tomorrow night in Peoria.
See how Walt plays it with some of the veteran guys, because Cargo and Tulo, most notably, didn't play today, so you know they're going to play tomorrow. Now, will they play in a minor league game, or will they make the trip up to Peoria?
Oh, I mean, that's what Justin Morneau did today. He played in the minor league game, went 4 for 5, got bats. You know, he'd get in a bat, then run over to another minor league game, get in a bat there.
You don't have to run far. You're on the backfield.
No.
You're just going to walk about 20 feet, and you're at another game.
Well, and Daniel Descalso played in the minor league game. He was 2 for 4 today.
Good to see, because he's been battling an oblique. Charlie Culberson back in action. Charlie was off to a good start this spring, and then he had an injury, and really has been shut down for a couple of weeks.
For Daniel, it was an oblique, as you said, but for Charlie, it was a back, a bulging disc. Charlie was 1 for 4.
Two-strike count on Dickerson. The whole body clock thing that we were discussing earlier may be one of the reasons you do see Tulo and Cargo. Veteran guys usually, you know, don't make many trips, but may see them tomorrow night. So they play a night game. A pretty good fastball by Edwards. He strikes out the side. 5 in a row have been fanned by the Texas staff. They've been dominant on the hill tonight. 2-0. They lead middle of 8.
Hi.
Here's the rest of spring training. We're on the air tomorrow from Peoria. An hour later tomorrow, it'll be 8 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. Tomorrow evening, as the Rockies take on their division rivals, the Padres. No television as the Rockies take on the Cubs at Mesa, and then we'll be on the air against the Diamondbacks Sunday afternoon, and then the final week of spring training. You see that, and then it starts for real April the 6th, Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the Rockies' journey will commence there in the home opener against the Cubs on April the 10th. And we'll have 150 ball games per usual on Root Sports. 2-0 Texas as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the familiar-looking left-hander Rex Brothers will handle the 8th inning. He's allowed only one hit this spring.
And 0 walks.
That's big.
That's huge. Was delayed early in spring training, just making sure the mechanics were right before you go out there and force anything.
Jake Smolinski is hitting. Leonis Martin, who started in center field, hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. That's all of the scoring tonight. Rangers coming into tonight 1-6-3 their last 10. That sounds like a bad streak for an NHL team. Come away with just 5 points over your last 10. That's not going to get it done, Huey.
Not this late when you're chasing.
I'm going to call you Hewer when I make a hockey reference. 1-2.
Those nicknames just stick with you forever.
Well, we have a hockey guy producing tonight, Tavis Strander. Put the ER on there.
I like that.
Minnesota.
It's either ER or just adding Y to anything.
Yeah. Well, that works for everybody.
Yes.
Two and two on Jake Smolinski. Fastball's in tight. 3-2. Colby Lewis and Derek Holland, two guys that'll obviously be in the Rangers rotation. Worked in minor league games earlier today. And you jinxed
I
him.
did not jinx him.
First walk.
Okay.
First walk of the spring for Rex.
Fans, you'll want to get to the ballpark early on Saturday, April 11th, as the first 20,000 will receive a monthly wall calendar courtesy of us here at Root Sports. So the first 20,000 fans, Saturday, April 11th. And part of that calendar is Drew Goodman as he was a youngster standing there at his batting stance. It looks outstanding, pal.
Did you like that one?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen all of it. Where'd you, no, I know the picture that we sent him, but I haven't seen yours. How old are you in yours?
I am 4.
You're 4. You went way back. So it had to be black and white.
Just about. So
Tommy Field at the plate. Did Stout break out the baggy uniform one?
No.
How about Frage? How old's Frage in his?
Frage is a little bit older. He's maybe early teens. I think Corey's on there. Jason Hurst, Billy. Jenny's might be the best, though.
Jenny's, she's so young, it's high def, and that shoots into left field. That's not Arenado anymore at third. We're trying to figure out who's at third base.
Tommy Field turning on the pitch. The top hand came over the top, catches some extra top spin off the dirt. It's on the grass, it'll slow down enough where you could possibly get a glove on it.
That's Angelis Nina. He's out of Tulsa. He's a good player at third base. This ball's driven to deep left, and what a catch out there. That's
good
terrific.
catch. That wasn't just a good catch. That was a great catch from Dylan Thomas. He opens up and turns immediately, runs to a spot, keeps checking the wall. And then once you take a stride onto that dirt, you know I've got one more step, maybe a step and a half before I'm going to go crashing into the wall. Gathers himself and makes the throw back in.
Nice play, Dylan. Ed Lucas at the plate. One strike of the Dartmouth product.
Wasn't he with Miami?
I think so. I think you're right. Good memory. Yeah, a couple years with Miami. That's where we saw him.
Yeah.
So I would. I was making that up when I said he filled in for Prince. I said I remember seeing him at first base. We saw him with Miami.
Miami played
opening
first.
series.
He also played some third there.
Last year he got 6 games in at first base. The year before 25. He got 20 at second base last year. He got 4 at third base. He had 19 at shortstop, and he had 7 in the outfield last year for Ed Lucas. And he has himself an RBI single here. Maybe a double. And he moved up on the throw. So it's 3-0 Texas.
To see where the location was to Lucas. Wanted it down. It was down, but not in enough. So Lucas opened the hips. With the barrel to the baseball.
Adam Rosales is up, 2 in scoring position with 1 out. The Rockies naturally bring the infield in. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-0 Texas. Side on the product of Western Michigan. Adam Rosales, 3-0. Been up and down last couple of years with the Rangers. This is going to be a difficult one to catch. It's going to drop. And Rosales with good hustle in the second. You know, when you play the infield that's the one downside to it.
Michael Benjamin just took off running. He's in on the grass, takes off, knows where he anticipates the ball going to be, just couldn't get there. It was just in no man's land.
So Steve Foster has to go out. 3 hits and a walk in the inning, a couple of runs in, and the ball that was hit the best was an out. That was that drive that Dylan Thomas on the warning track gathered in. Very positive guy, Steve Foster. '67, Huey. I'm looking on my little cheat sheet here, and 67 is not listed. Let me find another cheat sheet that lists the 67.
I just got
Eduardo Pinto. Up from minor league camp. Was it last year, Huey, during spring training game? Jenny was interviewing somebody, and we asked her to ask one of the veteran guys who was up. And he said, I have no idea.
Yes. And he wasn't being mean about it.
He goes, I don't know who it is.
I don't know.
Somebody from minor league camp. Ball gets away. Another run's going to score on a wild pitch. This is turning into a rough outing for Rex Brothers.
That was a good read from Ed Lucas at third, because that ball went between the legs of the catcher, but hit the umpire in the foot and kicked away back towards first base.
And Dustin Garneau had no shot.
No. Lucas read that, came in early, easily.
Two and two. Oh, what a catch. Michael Benjamin robbing Pinto of a hit and a ribby. 2 outs.
Michael drafted out of Arizona State University, signed by Chris Forbes. Snagging that line drive.
Two gone. Nate Shearholtz will get his second at bat. Grounded to short his first time up in the 7th inning. And a good breaking ball. Nice slider. 0-1.
The last two hitters, Rex has started both of them off with an off-speed pitch.
Fastball command hasn't been there tonight for Brothers. One and two.
Let's throw him another one of those.
Nothing Rangers. Base hit to right for Shearholtz. Rosales scores, and it's 6-0, a 4-run 8th inning.
Well, that might be it for Rex. You don't want that pitch count.
Yeah, I mean, Scott Oberg is here, and I'm seeing Walt got out of his folding chair, and he's kind of peering down the line to make sure that Oberg's ready. And he's going to have to go and get Rex. So 4 runs against Brothers, 4 hits and a walk, and a couple of loud outs. So a tough day at the office for 49. We'll come back to Surprise. Rangers up 6-0. 6-0. Rex gives way to Scott Oberg. Last year when he struggled, Huey, was fastball command. Tonight, and he's had a good spring, but tonight it was fastball command.
Yeah, but for the other 5 appearances he's had in spring, he's been good. Tonight for Rex, he didn't have it.
So Scott Oberg takes over. Forget that ERA. Scott Oberg is a guy that has the ability in the not too distant future not only to be part of the Rockies' pen, but he has the stuff to pitch late in ball games.
When you're talking about somebody that averages over a strikeout per inning in the minor leagues and batting average against below 200 last year, limited to just 27 games at Tulsa because of injury. But when he was healthy, he was 15 for 15 in saves.
Carlos Corcoran fouls it off. That's there, 2-2. Ground ball to short. And your old 6-5 to end the inning. 4 runs for Texas. We'll go to the 9th inning. They lead at 6-0. Rangers and Nolan Ryan on the hill. Who's that good-looking shortstop? Ooh.
This is the play right here.
Yeah, this was
one out
in a no-hitter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky was pretty fast, wasn't he? Oh, stop it!
Yep.
Just showing off, weren't you?
Just showing off.
You still have that backhand move?
I still do. That's the only way I can throw anymore.
Except if you're hooping, because then you'll take it back and say, I'm going to take it myself, right?
That was fun. Thank you. Thank you for everybody that put that together in the truck. Yeah, that was neat. Yeah, that is kind of a flashback.
Was that the most nervous you were in the no-hitter when Ricky hit that slow hard? Because
No,
if you don't make the play, they're going to call it a hit probably.
I wasn't nervous there because it kind of happened so fast.
You just react.
You just react. After I made the play and the ball's being thrown around, I get it and I toss it to Nolan. He looks at me, he goes, "Nice play, Huey." That's when I got nervous.
Then you're like, "Don't hit it to me."
Don't hit it to me.
All right, I did my part in the ninth inning.
Come on, that's 26 outs. You get to 27. Then it was Willie Randolph that hit a little soft fly ball to right field, Ruben Sierra for the final out. But yeah, that was it goes back to that old line, was it Pedro Guerrero? He said, "Don't hit the ball to Sachs, and then don't hit it to me."
Yeah,
that's the way I was after I made that play.
My all-time.
I made my play. Don't hit it to me again.
Dylan Thomas with a base hit up the middle off Tanner Shepherds. Has a base hit along with that sterling play defensively. Yeah, I will tell that story every year if you allow me.
Well, I will allow you.
Yeah,
because
late,
that's a
late in the
classic.
Dodger game, ninth inning, ball game on the line, and somebody asked Guerrero after the game what he was thinking about out there in left field, and he said, "Don't hit it to me." And he paused and he said, "Don't hit it too sexy." In reference to Steve Sachs, who is better known for his offense than he wasn't. He had a bad glove. He just had throwing issues.
Throwing problem.
Matt McBride at the plate. Takes a strike from Shepherds. Shepherds will figure in the late innings for Texas. Sometimes you may look at the stats we're showing here in the latter part of March, say, well, Shepard's only been in a couple of games. He may have thrown in B games,
minor league games.
2 strikes on Matt McBride.
He's back in the bullpen this year. He was their opening day starter last year for the Rangers. But only pitched 23 innings, 4 starts, and then elbow inflammation.
You know who it looks like is going to be their opening day starter? Giovanni Gallardo, former Brewer.
How many would that make for him? Because he got the ball every opening day for the Brewers.
A bunch, you're right. And he's back in his native state. Grew up in the Dallas area. One and 2 on Matt McBride. That's a good slider. Strikes out McBride. 1 out in the 9th. Here's Nina. And a base hit for Nina.
I'm not going to wait around. I see the first pitch. I'm going to take after it.
Remember your first March at bat in big league camp?
Yes, it was with the Montreal Expos. Went in for Tim Wallach at third base. They asked me, because I'd always been a shortstop. Buck Rogers was our manager. He comes to me and says, "You ever played third base?" I said, "Yep." He goes, "Okay, you're going in there next inning." I had never played third in my life, but I wasn't going to say no.
Did the ball find you?
Oh yes, it did. Maybe not that inning. The next inning after. I figured though, if it's hit on the ground, I had to catch it and throw it to first.
You're still throwing in the same direction.
Right? Oh no, I'm only a shortstop. I don't want to go play.
Can you imagine? That would not have been the right answer.
No.
It would have been wrong answer. This is Omar Carrizales out of Maracay, Venezuela. He was in Grand Junction last year. He's playing in Surprise in the big league game. Hit 307 last year in Grand Junction. In fact, in 2 years of pro ball, because he was in the Dominican Summer League the previous summer, he hit 302. So you see he's got some hitability, right?
Keep hitting 300. Keep you around. I didn't know that was a strikeout. He'll still remember that at bat.
Sure will. And this is Michael Benjamin. Benjamin was in Asheville last year. He hit 341 with 12 home runs, 47 RBIs. As Huey mentioned, he's from Arizona State.
That name sounds familiar. His dad was a shortstop, Michael Benjamin. Remember with the Pirates?
Yeah. That's a big league hit right there. And the Rockies will score their first run. Benjamin in a second with a double. Well done, Michael Benjamin. Nina to third. Dylan Thomas scores the Rockies' first run at 6-1.
Michael put his hitting shoes on. Over the head of the leaping shortstop.
Joey Wong with 2 outs.
I just like the way these youngsters are coming up saying, I'm not looking for a walk. I didn't come all the way over here to try to just walk down to first.
Exactly. Wong, a former 24th round pick. Out of Oregon State. That's a strike on Wong.
Freshman pitcher for Oregon State the other day threw a perfect game.
I saw that. I don't care what league you do that in. That's unbelievable. Now this kicks away. Throw to first. Goes up the right field line. Rockies are going to get 2 runs out of this deal. Not done yet. 6-3.
I didn't know if Corcoran was going to throw to first base or try to get the runner coming home.
He probably should have eaten the baseball at that point.
Yes. Because he had 2 guys in his sight path.
So the first guy, Nina, scores on the wild pitch. Benjamin scores on the throwing error by the catcher. Strikeout, wild pitch. And Kyle Parker's up again. Parker struck out in the 8th inning against John Edwards. Rockies have punched out 11 times in this game. Shepard's with the irritated fastball. Two strikes on Parker. Fastball rides high. 1-2 on Kyle. Looking at your scorebook, man, you're in midseason form. Very neat. I don't see the changes that I have in my book, though. What's the deal?
Too many. Too many changes tonight.
You're like Spilborghs. He quit in the 6th inning scoring last week.
I took it to the 8th.
Nicely done.
I'll take it all the way to the 9th come April 6th.
I know you will. Here's the 2-2 to Parker. That's high. 3-2. Dustin Garneau is on deck hoping for an opportunity. 2 outs in the 9th. Joey Wong at first. Ball 4. And Jeff Bannister's going to have to go get Shepard because he's hit his pitch limit.
Well, he made the sign. Go down to the bullpen.
Two outs in the 9th. The Rockies have the tying run coming up. 6-3.
Hi, I'm
to nothing. They needed 3 outs. Rockies making it most difficult. Dylan Thomas with a base hit to start the inning out. And the Rockies have 3 runs. They have 2 men on. Dustin Garneau's coming up. And my man Jesus Perella's on the mound. He's dancing around. Now, this was Perella's first warm-up pitch.
A bit like Nuke LaLoosh.
Low target, and the pitch hits the backstop.
Just get loose.
Yeah, whenever that happens, what you have to do is kind of roll the shoulder.
And my shirt got tucked in too much into my pants.
Right. So Perella will face Dustin Garneau here with Joey Wong at second and Kyle Parker at first. 2 strikes on Garneau. Well, the Rangers have been here before. They had an 0-2 count on Kyle Parker, and Parker worked out a walk.
That was good for
I
Kyle.
can tell you this much. If he hits one out, there won't be a 10th inning because both teams are out of pitching.
They'll just look at each other and give them that old universal sign, I'm done.
That's right. Drive carefully back home. 0-2 on Garneau. Two and two. They'll get the out at first. Rockies put 3 on the board in the 9th, but they will fall 6-3 tonight in surprise Arizona against the Texas Rangers, and that'll snap the Rockies' March 4-game winning streak. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the manager, Walt Weiss, on what he saw and liked this evening. 6-3 Texas.